Hey everyone, it's Julie here from the blog This Beautiful Farm Life. And fall is just around the corner. So today I'm going to be showing you how to create a warm and cozy fall porch farmhouse style. So earlier this summer I made a video about making over my back porch and everybody loved it. It was really popular, so I thought it was time to do something with my front porch, so I decided to do it here for fall. For us in our family, fall doesn't start with pumpkins. Fall starts with apple harvest. We've been orchardists here for 25 years with apples and cherries for a long time, and now many other crops, and we love apple season. And those first few crisp apples, those cool nights that we get here in Eastern Washington that make sweet apples and great wine grapes and Concord grapes are just the touch that we get, that we love about fall. And so that is the thing that we look forward to the most. And when those crisp apples come off, that's when we start thinking about fall. And crisp apples, the fairs are over with, the kids are getting back in school, and we start thinking about cable knit sweaters and bonfires and apple cider and great fall gatherings. But we can't have those fall gatherings until we have a beautiful porch to gather on. So today I'm going to be just showing you how I cozied up and warmed up my fall porch farmhouse style. So I have a few steps that I always go through when I decorate my porches. So the first thing that you're going to want to do before any decorating happens is to unload that porch, get all your furniture off, all your extra accessories and decor pieces, and clean it well. So we unloaded this morning, we hosed off the porch, wiped down the cobwebs, scrubbed off the fly spots, and got it all cleaned up and ready for decorating for fall. Having that clean slate just makes decorating so much more fun. I even take the furniture off so that I can decide if I want to put it back in the same place or a new place. And so I love to clear the slate and clean it up really well. Is that I find a key piece that sets the theme for the porch decorating. And this time I didn't stick to one key piece. I actually picked 3 key pieces. And first one is granny apples. Grannies are hard and tart, and they last for a long time in a display, and they don't go bad quickly. So I love to use them for decorating, and I love their green. It's just the quintessential fall green to me. I love it, and it's earthy, and that's one of the key pieces. The second one is my sun-loving hydrangeas. They are in their peak right now in late August, and they make beautiful bouquets fresh right now, but as the water dries up and soaks into the bouquets, the flowers themselves will just dry beautifully right there in the vase, and I can leave them on the porch or in the house for the whole fall, even into the end of November. So just beautiful, and those are another key piece of my decorating today. And the third key piece is 3 beautiful blue pottery bowls that I just picked up last week on vacation out on Orcas Island, where we just went, and there's some well-known pottery shops out there, and I just picked up these beautiful bowls and wanted to incorporate them. So those are my 3 key pieces that I thought of as I gathered up things for this decorating session. So third, if you really want to keep a great farmhouse look, keep it as neutral as you can. Now, for me, neutrals do not mean all whites and creams. A lot of farmhouse people just love white and cream. We have a real farm. We live where there's real flies, lots of them. We live next door to a very large dairy, so we fight flies. In fact, you're probably seeing them on me right now. We fight dust. There's tons of dust. So white isn't always the best practical thing, but I do love creamy, neutral colors, and I like to blend them with earthy tones of browns and blues like sky, and dusty blues, and earthy greens. So those are my colors. My home is mostly neutral creams, browns, and blues, but this time I'm going to pull in some pops of those granny greens that just speak fall to me. Often your color scheme will be set by the key pieces, and that's exactly what happened to me today with my apples and my pottery and my hydrangeas. But it isn't always that way, so sometimes you might have to do a little searching for your color theme until you feel comfortable with it, and it has to always coordinate with your home. So my home is neutral colored, and I have a blue door, so that makes it really simple for me. The fourth thing I would encourage for you is to be resourceful. I don't like to store decor pieces that are seasonal, and I think I've told you that before. I don't want to store them anymore. I don't want to take them out, put them away. I've just pared down to the very, very minimum of a few Christmas things and that are traditional for our family to put out. And beyond that, I just move the things around in my home, in my garden shed, from my porch to my home, back and forth from the bathroom to the kitchen to the bedroom. I move my decor pieces around. Most of my decor pieces are things that I picked up along the way that I truly love, from yard sales, vintage shows, antique stores, thrift shops. And I know my look, I know what I love, I know that color palette that I use. I'm really quickly able to find the pieces that go with my home and that fit with all my look. So I can move my pieces all around and use them in a lot of different ways. So for this instance, I just scoured my house and my garden shed and came up with some fun pieces to just put on the porch. And the last thing that I want to share is actually multiple things. It's all the little tidbits that I added that gave this a real warm and cozy look, farmhouse style. So there's 6 things you want to be sure to incorporate in your decorating. The first one is layers of linens. Linens speak coziness all over. Cuddly blankets, quilts, pillows, cushions, all those things say cozy, stay a while, rest here, snuggle up, and that's what we want for our guests and our family and friends as we gather on our porches this fall. The second thing is some neutral, nature-inspired colors. So that's what I did with my apples and my hydrangeas. I also have an old wooden table, old wooden box that is my coffee table on the porch, and those natural earthy wood tones with the fruit colors. I have nuts on the table. All those natural things that we see around us, we want to incorporate those colors into our fall decor, and that just brings a natural outdoorsy feel from fall. And it might be leaves, and eventually it will be pumpkins, but right now it's early, so I won't be putting pumpkins in today, but you'll see that when you look at my decor that it'll be really easy for me to slip in some white and blue-gray pumpkins into this scene, and it'll just fit, and I won't even have to change anything. Actually, I could put orange pumpkins in as well, because orange contrasts beautifully with the blues that I use. So I've done both of that. I've just slipped the oranges right in with my blues. So I really won't be changing anything through the fall. I'll just be adding in some pumpkins when we get into later September. Next thing that you'll want to be sure to add is warm lighting. It's fall, the nights are shorter, and that warm lighting is just going to make people feel like they can stay and visit and be together. You could even add a little propane fire pit on the porch if you were careful. I've added lots of candles and lanterns and things to my scene. Another fun thing to add is little fairy lights. You can get plug-in ones and battery-powered ones, and they're very soft and they don't hurt your eyes and draw a lot of bugs. And the Edison lights are really popular, the strings of lights that they hang on porches. Just know that those are quite a bit brighter, so they're not a real intimate lighting. They're more for the party. So if you have a large gathering going on and you have a larger area that you want to light up in, enjoy and have everybody be there, then Edison lights are on a string are really great. But fairy lights are more intimate if you're doing a smaller gathering or dinner or something like that. And if you really want to add that farmhouse look, nothing in my house goes without galvanized. Galvanized pieces have been around for 100+ years. Farmers have used them to water their animals and bathe the dog and water the garden, and they have them in galvanized sinks and gas cans and watering cans, all kinds of galvanizing, and it's not hard to find at yard sales and thrift shops. And if you're not finding it in your area and you want to incorporate it, then don't be afraid to add in new pieces that are galvanized and aged to look old. I have 2 tables that I use as end tables here on the porch. They are new, but they look old and they just fit perfectly with my scene. Next, be sure to look for things with texture. Texture means outdoor. When we're outdoors in the garden, in the fields, everything has texture to it. Leaves on the trees, the grass. So we want to incorporate that texture into our porches if we want them to have that fall feel. So that's part of that warm and cozy look, is that natural outdoorsy look. And anything with texture draws not only your eye, it draws your hand, and you want to touch it and you want to get near to it. So think sisal rugs, nubby fabrics, heavy knits, anything like sticks or logs, or even like the hydrangeas that I'm using are textured and draw your hand and your eye. So just anything like that, quilts that I've quilted, I put out, all those things draw our eye and our hand, and it cozies us up and draws us in to the scene. And the last tip is to make sure to make some cozy, intimate seating areas. You want those areas where the seating is close together, facing each other, so that we can draw in and have great fellowship here on the porch. I even like to pull up a big bench on one side of the table so we can squeeze more people into the table if we're all gathered around to play games, have snacks. Make it intimate, make it room for everybody. Get those chairs all together and get eye contact going and get those great times of fellowship rolling. So I hope you enjoyed this little video on making a warm and cozy fall porch farmhouse style. If you're new here and you enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button and come on back here and join me next week. I make a new video here each week on fresh, nourishing food, wholesome living, and simple farmhouse beauty. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, and I would love it if you would click through on my blog link below to This Beautiful Farm Life and see all that I have there, and even subscribe there. I have a plethora of posts with all kinds of great information that doesn't always make it into the videos. And there is also a subscribers only resource library with printables and recipes and things just for my subscribers to my blog. And when you get into my blog, be sure to click through to the links at the bottom of my post to my friends Jen and Elise and their fall decor posts. Let's see. They're going to be great, and I know you'll enjoy them. Thanks again for joining me here in the farmhouse, and I'll see you back here next week.